Yes, sir. And today we're going to talk about a trade in Vinco Ventures. It's been a monster runner the last couple of days, last few days really, and it's just a straight shot to the upside. Anytime something goes from $2, you have 3 massive days in a row. Fourth day, we actually make a bit of a high, and then suddenly, what goes up sometimes must come down. And when we ended the afternoon show yesterday, it was the first day that we were actually trading in both directions, both looking at longs and short positions, and we got to a key level on the daily chart. And it's just, you go all the way back, and we've been waiting for this price level. Last time it made a push off $2, like 4 separate times it's pushed off $2 in the past. And the last time it got there, on the way back down, you have the first cluster of support. Actually, the first high was at 560, and then you had the next high where it then flushed again at about 465, 470. So those were the 2 price levels of concern today. And it would have been a relatively easy trade, but you've got to pick a lane, right? Like you're either scalping, you're holding, or you're going long or you're going short. And I tried to play it a little bit both, and it wasn't until I got away from that it made some more sense to me, because I opened it up when it came down and started breaking through $5. Said, okay, we're headed down towards that 470. Scalped a short. It then barcoded, came right back up into the high, made a turn, so you get that opening pop and start to flush. I'm like, oh, I'll put that trade on, 515. Scalps them out, okay, comes back and won't break 5. At this point, I'm up slightly on the stock. It's made a bit of a move, but I shouldn't have had that entry down there. So I go back to the well in front of this 520 level with a tight stop and say, okay, I'll just reverse it to the long side and play it to 560. But truth of the matter is, either we're testing this 560 level and breaking, or we're going to get down to that 470. 5 in the middle, back and forth, we can forget about it. And the second that stalled out, that long, it just couldn't go. It instantly reversed. It gave you like 5 cents at best. Then you get a sharp consolidation. It still hasn't broken that 560 level. That consolidation break happens, and I simply say, okay, I'm now going to short in front of that same level. Either we take out the top and run to 560, or this is just a short down to that 465 level. It's that simple. So it finally makes the move down. We get some out in the first range, and then we get the capitulation right into that 465 range. And just like the whole premise a lot of times is support turns into resistance and back and forth, once we broke that level, I'm essentially looking to see if it falls even further, can I play that as resistance? So we jump right back into the same trade. It bounces off 425. We then use that same level to start shorting in front, going back to the level on the daily and expecting it to turn into some resistance. Now, the only mistake here was getting up from the desk and putting a tight stop in instead of just trusting it, throwing a stop at 465 and holding on to the trade. You put a trailing stop in. Sometimes you get a price you don't want. Sometimes you get an execution that's lazy, and that's exactly what happens. So I'm out of the short, but I'm not going to cry over spilt milk. I've missed that short trade when I come back, and now I'm thinking about next trade, is there a long opportunity? One thing in this market, when you've had a lot of these names pull back, whether it's a high valuation names, whether it's just simply a small cap that's getting a big pullback like today in Vinco Ventures, look at the first test of even dollar levels. It comes right into 4 on a dime and then bounces off it for a quick scalp trade. Whether it was Virgin Galactic at 10, whether you're talking about AMC the first time at 20, you can look at SoFi last night at 12 even. These trades are starting to come in as you get some of these names with a lot of share volume going to really key levels, and that scalp off the even is really starting to work. But I'll tell you right now, it was more about picking a direction and just getting focused instead of trying to play it both ways, trying to have every little move within a range. Stick to a plan, make sure you're executing that plan, and don't get caught up, especially at 9:30. Thankfully, I got away from it, so Vinco Ventures was the winner today, and guess what? 560 level still in play. If it bases out, we've still got that 560 to play from. I'm not sure Vinco Ventures is done with the amount of volume we're seeing.